Announcements. Yes, Honorable Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, it is with a feeling of great sadness and a sense of personal loss that we learned of the passing away of Rajes Kalash, former President of the Republic. Madam Speaker, words fail me to express my thoughts and feelings on the death of so close a friend of such long years. Although I knew that his health was deteriorating and that he was fading away from us, such was the strength of this tie that the cutting of it feels like the uncanniest wrench and the cruelest shock. It is a reminder that in the midst of life, we are in death. Kalash was born on the 12th of December 1947 in Kanfukro, and he had his primary schooling at the Sri Shambhunath Government School and his secondary education at the Mauritius College in QPIP. He came from a very modest family. Since a very young age, he used to help his father daily in his job as a milkman. He would walk behind him, pushing his bicycle loaded with the traditional milk containers in those days, helping in the arduous trip from Kanfukro to QPIP to deliver milk. Once in QPIP, Kalash would rush back to school to pursue his studies. By dint of hard work and discipline, he ascended the ladder of success. What stood him apart, Madam Speaker, was his unwavering loyalty. He would be there through all trials and tribulations, come hell or high water. Those who have worked with him, who knew him, describe him as a perfect gentleman with a formidable memory. Madam Speaker, Kalash was a man of exceptional gravitas who personified humility, dignity, and integrity. Former Attorney at Law, Kalash joined the Mauritius Labour Party in 1973, marking the beginning of a long and distinguished political career. His first electoral success came in 1976 when he stood as candidate under the banner of the Independence Party in constituency number 15, La Caverne Phoenix, and was elected first member. On the 12th of June 1979, he was elected deputy chairperson of committees. In April 1980, he was appointed Minister of Social Security, a portfolio which he held until the dissolution of Parliament in June 1982. Despite his defeat in the 1982 general elections, he made a strong return in 1983 and was elected third member for constituency number 17, QPIP and Midlands. In January 1984, Mr. Prayag was appointed Minister of Health till December 1985. He was persuaded not to contest the 1987 general elections, but he held the post of Secretary General of the Labour Party from 1987 to 1991. Mr. Prayag also served as the President of the Labour Party from 1991 to 1996. In 1991, he contested the general elections under the banner of the Alliance Parti Travailliste PMSD, but was not returned. In 1995, he stood as a candidate under the banner of the Alliance Parti Travailliste MMM in the constituency number 15, La Caverne Phoenix, and was elected third member. He was appointed Minister of Economic Planning, Information and Telecommunications from January 1996 to June 1997. In July 1997, Mr. Prayag was appointed Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, a portfolio which he occupied till September 2000. On the 12th of March 1998, Mr. Prayag was conferred the title of Grand Officer of the Order of the Star and Key on the Indian Ocean, GOSK, for outstanding contribution to the advancement of Mauritius. In 2000, he stood as a candidate for the general elections under the banner of the Alliance Parti Travailliste PMXD in constituency number 11, Vieux-Grand-Port and Rosebel, and was not returned. In 2005, Mr. Prayag did not contest the general elections, and on the 12th of July 2005, he was elected Speaker of the National Assembly, a role that he carried out with distinction until July 2012. On the 12th of March 2009, Mr. Prayag was elevated to the rank of Grand Commander of the Order of the Star and Key of the Indian Ocean. On the 20th of July 2012, he was elected as 5th President of the Republic of Mauritius by the National Assembly. He resigned from that office on the 29th of May 2015. In 2013, he was honored with the Pravasi Pariyati Samman by the Government of India, reflecting his strong ties with the Indian diaspora and his commitment to international cooperation. Madam Speaker, Kalash Prayag devoted his life to public service. It is an immeasurable loss for the party he served and also for the country. Madam Speaker, may I request you to kindly direct the clerk to convey the deep condolences of the Assembly to the spouse of Mr. Prayag and his family members. And with your permission, may I invite you, Madam Speaker, invite the House to observe 1 minute of silence as a tribute to Mr. Prayag.
Thank you, members. Honourable Leader of the Opposition. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Madame le Speaker, je me joins à tout ce que le Premier ministre vient de dire. Madame le Speaker, j'avais beaucoup d'estime et d'amitié pour feu Kalash Prayag. Madame le Speaker, c'est un vrai sage qui s'en est allé, un homme d'honneur, de principe et de courage. Je vous demanderai, moi aussi, d'adresser à sa famille, à ses proches, mes plus sincères condoléances.
Merci. Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on behalf of the opposition, I associate myself with the tribute paid by the Honourable Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister to late Mr. Kalash Prayag, former President of the Republic, former Speaker of the National Assembly, and former Deputy Prime Minister. I have had the opportunity to know him personally when he was Speaker of the National Assembly. He was a well-respected politician et un digne fils du sol. Il a marqué l'histoire de notre pays et il laisse un héritage politique important pour les générations à venir. May I kindly request you, Madam Speaker, to direct the clerk of the National Assembly to convey our deep condolences to the bereaved family. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable members, I associate myself with the tribute paid to the memory of Mr. Rajes Kailash Prayag, who was also former Speaker of the National Assembly, by Dr. the Honourable Prime Minister, the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, and the Honourable Leader of the Opposition. I have known Kailash Prayag since July 1974, when I started practicing at the bar, and he was already an attorney. We had many common friends. We kept very good relations throughout the years, despite being on opposing sides in the National Assembly sometimes. I direct the clerk to convey the deep condolences of the Assembly to the bereaved family. Thank you.
Papers, none. Question.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to raise a point of order,
Yes.
if you will allow me. Under Section 42 of our standing orders, to the effect that on Friday, 20th of June, 2025, the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Paul Béranger, made unprovoked remarks to my address by calling me a cochon, which is both insultive and offensive. I would therefore request that the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister be asked to apologise to the House and to withdraw his remarks.
Honourable member, I was not expecting you to raise this at this point, but the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister has already talked and expressed his desire to withdraw these words. Honourable DPM.
Je said, I withdraw the word cochon, address to the member, but I do not agree at all that it was unprovoked.
We can't go on like this. This is a solemn moment. He's withdrawn. Yes, Honourable Leader.
Yes, before I put my PNQ, Madam Speaker, in the same vein, I raised a point of order also, and I'm waiting. Reply from the seats.
Yes, I of course I'm following even if I'm not here. And I have spoken to the Deputy Prime Minister. He will deal with this after lunch. Okay. Deputy Speaker. I'm sorry. Deputy Speaker. He will deal with this issue. You were supposed to write to me, but I didn't get anything. He will deal with this issue because I think he's looking at the proceedings on that day. So let him deal with this when he comes after lunch. Your PNQ, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've given notice of the following private notice question addressed to the Honourable Minister of Social Integration, Social Security and National Solidarity, whether in regard to the board of the National Empowerment Foundation, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtain information as to the names of the applicants who responded to the expression of interest published on 16th January 2025 for appointment as directors to serve thereon, indicating the qualifications and experience thereof, further indicating the names of the persons who form part of the interview panel, and B, successful candidates and their respective experience in poverty alleviation.
Yes, Minister.
I would like to thank the Leader of the Opposition. I'm in the lucky list of the Leader of the Opposition, being the subject of a PNQ within 7 days. That's fine. In regard to the main issue of the PNQ, I wish to inform the House that I have obtained information as to the names of the applicants who responded to the expression of interest published on the 16th January 2025. I have sought advice from the SLO. The SLO has no objection that the list be provided for consultation to members of the National Assembly, to be tabled for consultation, and I will now consult the data protectioner because the list, we have 269 people who have applied, and upon guidance of the Data Protection Commissioner, I will table the list of all the applicants, including their full CVs. That's for the first part of the question. In regard to section A of the question, that is person who form part of the interview panel, I wish to inform the Leader of the Opposition that there is no such obligation, no such mechanism provided under law and under the Constitution of the National Empowerment Foundation. So I do not wish to reply, but however, I will reply to the question saying that all the 269 expression of interest was submitted, and I delegated my junior minister to assist me in sorting and processing these 269 expression of interest. My junior minister constituted a team to process these 269 expressions of interest, and I selected the members, the proposed members of the board, and submitted to all the legal mechanism provided in the Constitution of the National Empowerment Foundation and to Cabinet, as provided in law. In regard to Section B of the PNQ, successful candidates and their respective experience in poverty alleviation, I am tabling a list of all the successful, I would say, people, a person who expressed their interest and those selected by me, and I am submitting the list. During the course of this session, today or tomorrow, I will also submit, because 269 CVs, it's something I need to have a suitcase to bring it here, but I will bring it here for the CVs, not for the members who have been selected and nominated by Cabinet to sit in the National Empowerment Foundation. This would be my answer, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Your first.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. I think very rare occasions that we see a minister taking on himself for saying, I do not wish to reply to a question. May I ask the Honourable Minister to inform the House where the interview for the selection of the directors took place and whether the members of the interview panel are members of the Résistance et Alternative political party?
Minister.
Yes, as I informed the House, there is no such provision for any interview or selection panel in law. And I directed the junior minister to constitute a team. Yes, I could have wake up in the morning and draw the list of the people who I would nominate to the board. But I decided, as an innovative idea, to open an expression of interest. This is the first time that this occurred in the country. I talked to my colleague in the government. They do appreciate this, and they stated that it was innovative. Maybe we should imagine doing it collectively at one point in time. Then the expression of interest is the first time in history that this process was carried out by a minister. This is our contribution to enabling people that we don't know, who are qualified, who have experiences, to apply. And we opened this, and then I had 269 letters. I delegated the junior minister, who by law and his letter of appointment is supposed to assist the minister. He assisted me. He constituted a team, and the team constituted of people that I trust. That's very important, the people that I trust. And I must also say that it is not an application, it is not an application for an appointment, but an expression of interest for nomination.
Minister, the question was very clear.
Yes?
I understand people you trust, but answer the question.
Yes, the people are Stéphane Gua, Danny Monti, Danny Marie, and Vinadula, a woman. Okay, these four people I trust because I've been struggling for 40 years, 30 years, 20 years together with them.
You're still not replying to the question.
Yes, please.
The question was whether they were from your party.
Yes, yes.
Say so.
And I trust people from my party.
I take note the answer of the Honourable Minister, and I hope other colleague ministers will follow suit to this innovative approach for the selection process within government. Madam Speaker, may I ask the Honourable Minister whether the interview was carried out within the premises of the Ministry of Social Integration, Social Security and National Solidarity?
One moment. Honourable, may I speak? Honourable Leader of the Opposition, he mentioned twice, I think, there was no interview. So he will, okay.
Whether the selection process was carried out within the Ministry of the premises of the Ministry of Social Integration, Social Security and National Solidarity?
Straight question, straight answer.
Straight answer. The selection was carried out by me as provided in law and provided in the Constitution of National Empowerment Foundation. Wherever I think and I select, this is a matter of personal issue.
Premises, Minister, the premises.
I think wherever I am, when I'm in the car, I think, of course, I choose, I select the people. Now, I find it very surprising that the leader of the opposition is pinpointing the National Employment Foundation. Maybe I should remind him of how the organization was run over the previous 10 years. First, the leader of the opposition is asking these questions with respect to, and he's asking question where were you when Mr. Rafiq Sorefan was nominated as chairperson of the NEF? Okay, where were you? Where were the minister? How did she select this chairperson? Let me remind you that Mr. Rafiq Sorefan joined the MSM in 2017 and played an important role in the party in the 2019 elections. He is a dentist by profession. He is a dentist. May the leader of the opposition explain to the people of Mauritius, to the House, the contribution of a dentist to poverty alleviation? Now, let me bring a second case, because the minister and the leader of opposition seems interested in these issues. Where was the leader of the opposition? Please, where was the leader of the opposition? And where was the selection made for Mrs. Sheila Carpen when she was nominated on the board of the NEF in 2015 and 2019? Was it in SunTrust? Mrs. Carpen worked in the secretariat of the MSM at the SunTrust building. So the selection may have been made in the SunTrust. May the leader of the opposition considers such a position to be relevant in poverty alleviation, that is, administrative clerk in SunTrust? You should ask these precise questions. No, I see.
I note that the Honourable Minister has not replied to my question, whereby I requested him to tell the House where the selection process took place. Can the Honourable Minister confirm to the House whether his colleague, Honourable Kugan Parapen, Junior Minister at his ministry, was involved in the shortlisting of the candidates and at the head of the interview panel? And does it find it normal?
I already answered this question.
Does it find it normal for the junior minister and members of his party to be at the interviewing panel, Madam Speaker?
I'm sorry. You keep talking of interviewing panel.
Okay, selection.
I'm a lawyer. We have a few lawyers here. Talk of something which relates to what he said. So you're talking about the selection process? So what the question was about the junior minister? Yes. Right.
I think the leader of the opposition is ill-informed, because since 16th January 2025, a public notice was published in many newspapers and on the GIS website.
It isn't my main question, Madam Speaker.
Let him reply the way that he thinks he can reply. Allez.
Just banane, allez. Let me read. Can I reply, Madam Speaker?
If your friends allow you, they are making noise. Maybe you should keep
Yes.
quiet.
The expression of interest, this is the title of the expression of the interest, to serve as directors on the board of the National Empowerment Foundation. It's in 9 paragraphs. I won't read it, of course, but I need to read 1 paragraph, okay? Expression of interest should be submitted to the Office of the Junior Minister of Social Integration, Social Security, and National Solidarity, Level 13, Ranganaden Sinivasan Building, Port Louis, by Monday, 27th January 2025 at latest. With mentioned expression of interest for NEF board on the left-hand side of the envelope, late submission will not be considered. So from the first day, it was publicly, as per the function of the junior minister, all letters was addressed, it was a public information to the junior minister. And let me also inform the leader of the opposition in the House. I will refer to the letter of appointment given by the President of the Republic to all junior ministers. The function of the junior minister is to assist the minister. If the leader of opposition could have a look at these letters, then he would know that it is the function of the junior minister to assist the minister.
Next question.
Now, my next question, Madam Speaker. Does the Honourable Minister find it normal that one Mrs. Danny Marie, who is his companion, forms part of the selection process, and will he agree that this selection exercise is inappropriate and is a direct conflict of interest?
Let me say, opinion, no, I will give facts. Danny Marie is an activist, as are the activists trusted by the junior minister and me, as Vina Dola. She has been an activist for more than 45 years. Danny Monti has been an activist and a trade unionist. Danny Marie was in front of bulldozers when bulldozers were crushing the homes of poor people in this country. Maybe the leader of opposition don't know. All Mauritius remember the coordinating work that Danny Marie did during the Waka Show. Their crime, their ecological crime. It was Danny Marie who collected and coordinated all the activities there, dealing with the craft, leisure people, dealing with the fisher folks, dealing with Mauritian, all around Mauritius. Yeah, paf, Kutman Footy. Then Danny Marie collected the charlon, collected the canes, leaves, and organized the first and maybe unique ecological activities on the planet. This is what I remember from Danny Marie, and this is why I trusted and I asked the junior minister to do it. People like Danny Marie should have been given a medal in honor for what she did, together with David Sauvage, together with the others. Okay. Now, because the leader of the opposition has been asking this question, let me say that the one who will go in history and will get the medal of nepotism in this country is the MSM government. How about Sharmila Sona Ori? God, no, of course, no. If you want to cousin of Kobita Jagannath, member of the Electoral Supervisory Commission, legal advisor to government, and pocketed millions of taxpayers' money. Let me assure the House that nobody who helped Junior Minister Papa, nobody took a cent. A cent. Maybe they had a cup of coffee and tea. Okay. So how about Sharmila Sona Ori? How about Maya Anumanji, Speaker of the National Assembly, High Commissioner of Mauritius in India? How about Naila Anumanji? No, I must reply. CEO of Lensco. How about Vijaya Sampat, close friend of Anil Gayan, nominated as director of Kojak Center for 323,000 rupees a month? How about Nita Nakchet? Everybody knows the close relationship between Honorable and ex-minister. Daniel Sauce? Okay. But, Madam Speaker, I am proud to have contributed to nominate people with experience. People whom I didn't know. But through the expression of interest, I got a pool of the competence of Mauritians, the knowledge, the experience of Mauritians. And it is from this pool that I chose the directors of the board.
Minister, one moment. You did the selection.
Of course.
Not that.
No, they only had processed the
That's it.
262
Let him
letters.
finish. You want him to talk? Yes, all right.
May I ask the Minister, given that the whole process has relied on persons who have no affiliations, no responsibility at the ministry, over the letter was on the letterhead of the ministry, he has in fact played chapter 1 of the Communist Playbook, appointment by the party for position of the state.
What state?
Will he now, the question is,
I didn't understand.
I said he has applied to the letter, chapter 1 of the Communist Playbook, appointment by the party. Yes, yes. The question is, Madam Speaker, will he now, given that the whole process has been tainted, will he now proceed with the normal that all his colleagues have done, the normal appointment process for directors, which doesn't involve members of his party taking on responsibilities of the ministry without any affiliation to it?
One moment. I don't understand what is going on. As far as I can understand, he didn't even have to do that. Yeah, but he said it already. He said it already.
The process anew.
Il reste pas beaucoup de temps.
I do not agree with Honorable Juval that the process was tainted. I carried the process in accordance, strict compliance with law. I even did better. I opened the interest for all Mauritians. Maybe they should learn from Maybe. And I proceeded as per the Constitution of the National Empowerment Foundation. I proceeded as per law. Okay? Let me say, maybe the opposition don't know some of the people that have been selected. I will table the list. Let me take only one. The chairperson I have selected and brought to the cabinet for approval is Mr. I will give his name in this house, Hutes Ramburn. He is 68. He was a former Director General of the Embassy. He was the Chief Operating Officer of La Sentinelle Limited, but more importantly, since March 2007 and until 2009, he was the coordinator of the Empowerment Program, and since July 2008, he was the Executive Director of National Empowerment Foundation. I will table the CV. He is a man with great experience in many public institutions. I can say that I've selected, I've nominated Mr. Utis Ramburn because of his administrative experience, but also because he was the executive director of the very National Empowerment Foundation. This is just an example. I can go on for all the 9 persons that have been nominated by me.
Okay.
And this is very different to what happened to the dentist. Huh?
Okay.
Speaker, this selection process is a blatant case of conflict of interest. On the 16th of May, Cabinet agreed to the nomination of one Mr. Axel Chenet as Chief Executive Officer of the NEF. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House whether the latter has already taken office?
Let me first, because the leader opposition commented on the process. Let me inform the House that before launching this expression of interest, we contacted the State Law Office. It was upon the advice of the State Law Office that we published this public expression of interest. Green light of the SLO. And let me explain. There is nothing, nomination by ministers have nothing to do with ministry per se, because it's not a recruitment. It's in the civil service. It's not an appointment. It's not an appointment. It's only a nomination by the minister as per law, and in this case, a private company, state-owned private company. And all the opinion of the State Law Office has been sought, and we have go ahead when we receive the opinion of the State Law Office. And as for Mr. Axel Chenet, okay, I propose that he be nominated by the coming board as Director General. When the Cabinet analyzed this nomination, the Cabinet was of the opinion that I cannot and we cannot proceed with the nomination. So we let the board, the new board, sit and make proposal, and then we'll discuss. And then, but it won't be Hans Marguerite. That's for sure. Who has been nominated, who was nominated, and within 2 weeks have to resign. So it won't be Hans Marguerite, who was the former executive director of the National Empowerment Foundation under the regime of the MSM, the personification of corruption, personification of nepotism in Mauritius.
Yes. We got...
With regard to the nomination of the Chief Executive Officer, Honourable Minister, c'est le monde à l'envers. But may I now ask the Minister whether he will agree that this selection exercise was far from being transparent and favoured people close to his political party.
Minister, short and sweet. We got...
Not sweet.
Bitter.
On the point of order,
Yes.
Speaker, you see, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition has been in this House for many, many, many years.
Unfortunately.
And the thing is, the standing orders are very clear. You cannot phrase your questions. Madam Speaker, you cannot, according to standing orders, phrase your question in such a manner as to ask for the opinion of the Minister. And this is what he's done. This is what he's done. Read your standing orders. You've been Speaker. You are asking him for his opinion each and every time. Is it in order? When you cannot ask someone whether it is in order. That is his opinion.
One moment, Leader of the Opposition, you've opened the floodgate. Yes, you have, and you're repeating. You're repeating. I'm not going to give an opinion on this, a ruling on this. you've got a few minutes left. What was your last question? Would you like to reply? Yes, last question was?
I said he
Yeah.
favored people from his political party.
Yeah, you favored people from your political party. Let him answer.
I've already replied to this question. I delegated the junior minister to constitute a team of people which I trusted, of course, and I've already replied to this question. All the exercise was a transparent exercise in accordance with law, and I did more than normal. Okay, though I did innovative. And I decided to opt for a method, for a process that was not the same as when they nominated Mr. Rafik Sorafan. Okay, I've chosen not to do this.
Answer the question.
Yeah, there's nothing tainted. I'm proud of the nomination.
Okay. Up to you.
I have one last question.
Let him do his last question.
Madam Speaker, in view of the seriousness of this issue, will the minister consider resigning, Madam Speaker?
I have been elected. You are the leader of the opposition, and the members have been otherwise elected. I'm proud to be here. I'm doing my job with my political conviction and in good faith. Okay? But I must say, I have to say one last thing. The leader of the opposition decided to go to the Financial Crimes Commission. Okay. On the 4th of June, he went to the Financial Crime Commission. So despite this issue that we are dealing in the National Assembly is sub judice, I decided to reply to all questions. So wait your answer. And I must say, the investigation was into the alleged corruption of appointment. Okay, corruption, you have to go to the FCC and see all the MSM people.
Time is up. Time is up. Minister, time is up. Thank you very much, everybody.
Motion.
Motion.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I beg to move that all the business on today's order paper be exempted from the provisions of paragraph 2 of Standing Order 10.
Yes. The question is that all the business on today's order paper be exempted from the provisions of paragraph 2 of Standing Order 10. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it.
Statement by Ministers none. Public Bill second reading.
Yes, Honourable Minister of Land Transport.
Madam Speaker, in June 2024, during a symposium at Caroline, Dr. Navin Ramgoolam had stated the following. Les prochaines élections impliquent la survie de l'île Maurice. And he was not wrong. Today, we are living this reality. The measures recommended in this budget exercise may be tough, but I believe we all must come together on them for the sake of our children and grandchildren. Having said so, I express empathy to our brothers and sisters who were eagerly looking forward for their pension payment. The Prime Minister has done it as well. He said it's not avec gaieté de cœur. But these measures are somehow needed, as has been amply explained, how their pension will be delayed in payment ranging from 5 years, 1 year to 5 years. It is indeed a very emotional issue. We are in this sorrow state of affairs because of the legacy that MSM has left us after 10 years in office. In making the increase of pension payment and electoral promise in 2014 and 2019 elections,